Welcome guys to another video. This will be Twisted Fate versus Annie. Quite an annoying matchup, but I'm gonna show how you can deal with her and how you can avoid her, I guess. Welcome guys to another video. This will be Twisted Fate versus Annie. Quite a Welcome guys, this is another video. This will feature Twisted Fate versus Annie. So let's just jump straight into the matchup. She's quite annoying to deal with and you really need to watch her burst. And I'm gonna show you an early example how you shouldn't play. That is soon coming up. This matchup you should consider going Abyssal strongly. Her burst is just insane and at some point in the game she will just one-shot you at any given time. Just not fun overall to deal with. But let's see what mistakes will be frowned upon and found in this game. And let's just straight get to it. Minions spawning soon. Let's just tackle this game and move on to the next one. This game is also not favorable for TF because of their team comp. Even if I do manage to land some poke, it will be on a very laid back ADC and a Soraka healing them. On top of that, they have two huge tanks, and I still need to be wary of Annie's burst, which can cause problems if I ever do manage to stack up with Caitlyn or some other important target in my team. Here I start the lane very methodically. I try to red card her out. She notices that and she engages backwards. I hit the minion, try to go for another card, and I just keep CSing. Here I try to trade a bit with her because I thought it would be fine proccing both the Thunderlords, and we both arrive at approximately the same HP. I was considering taking the cookie early, but I was opting against it, hence they have a jungler with Ghost and not with much CC, so I was thinking, hey, I don't need to waste my cookie this early on. Nothing stands out apart from this lane, but soon we'll rejoice in a very painful memory of mine. And I wonder, okay, so this starts with me proccing on her. I don't want to flash because I don't think I'll die. And then I try to return and yeah. I should have just sorry. I should have just burned my flash, not trying to 1v1 her. And I didn't think her Q would deal that much damage, so I did a very early mistake by underestimating her and overestimating myself, I guess, in a sense. Still, we seem to appear around the same CS, so if I can just CS out the lane and play it out passively, I will catch up from my passive. And it's a good thing we don't have any summoners up, because this gives Evelynn an opportunity to gank if she wishes for it. It's unfortunate that my wave appears to be shoving, since she's already ahead and, well, it's gonna get painful from here on out. I need to reset the wave as soon as possible before Hecarim decides to join in. Here I'm okay with CSing a bit aggressively, because she still needs to be wary of Evelynn. And if she's more laid back, it gives me indications that Hecarim is not nearby, because she doesn't appear to be baiting for him. I managed to do a nice trade, but I don't want her to stun me, so I appear to be running after her while her stun is up, but I guess I made the assumption she will eventually Q the minion. I managed to take the CS, and now I decide to do an early run bottom with Evelynn, because I saw it was possible and it would lead to a really nice advantage. The pink here is really predictable, so we're just gonna have to flash and kill the Jhin. Here I end up going for the Soraka, taking some free turret shot. She outranges me with her auto and spell. I'm taking damage by the minions, but we end up killing her, and Evelynn dies anyway, but it's fine. Soraka got the kill and we got 1 for 2. I managed to get the standard build of Ionin and double Dorans and head back to lane. Hecarim and Annie are pushing it aggressively, so this is bad for me, as the turret shows already an early indication that it will fall very soon. So if I make an additional gank, it will most likely fall. And that's just due to Hecarim joining in really early. Even though I have the dueling power of killing Annie, since she has all... No, actually she used it. Now I can shove off aggressively, since I know Hecarim was mid before, and I have some basic information about him. So I'm trying to pressure back the lane and hit level 6 so I can do another roam. Shoving out the lane methodically. There's not much to be said. I'm hitting level 6, so I'm looking for bot lane. I spot that Janna is still quite some distance away, but their bot lane doesn't seem to be faltering backwards. So at this point I can teleport behind Jhin and get another free kill. The Janna wants to go aggressive, which I had not really thought of, and it ends up us burning Soraka really low and me wasting Ignite for nothing. Just some slight miscommunication and what we wanted to accomplish by the gank. I end up returning back to base, and I believe I should... Oh yeah, just buy Negatron Cloak. I don't finish healing up since I'm in a hurry to get to mid before it falls, but it seems to be inevitable since Hecarim is again shoving mid really early, and that seems to be the story of this game, that he spends a lot of time mid lane shoving out and punishing me for roaming. So I lost my turret really early, and it just really hurts in the Annie matchup. Evelynn is actually caught writing to our top lane, so she ends being free killed there, and she didn't move on the minimap, which is really bad. I still feel like I'm ahead of Annie at this point of the game because I'm dictating the pace. My bot lane appeared to be fighting the 2v2, which I did not favor, and they wouldn't back off, and it ended up with me being late to join them, since if I would join them it would propel their bot lane to join them as well, and it would lead to more casualties, which I did not favor. I end up shoving mid, and Evelynn appears to be trying to save mid turret and dying for free. I mean the bot turret. I know they're 4 bot, so I'm still trying to shove out the mid and do the same thing Annie did to me earlier. Now I'm not longer ahead because Annie actually managed to get a few kills and assists off. And that just really sucks that my team misplayed it. Nonetheless, I'm waiting at a safe distance to see if Hecarim is incoming or not. Because he might have just straight rushed down mid, returning from base. I know quite a few junglers that likes to do that. So here I'm just safely cleaning it out and returning back to lane. Jhin appears to be alone with Caitlyn, so I'm actually gambling upon that, and I believe I'm gonna ult him now. And this should just be another free kill of Jhin basically misplaying. He thought it would be a wise choice to 1v1 the Caitlyn or something. It just leads to another free kill for our team. Thus far I've been 100% kill participation, so my team is not doing too hot this game early on. My team wants to circle around Annie and try to grab the kill on her. Janna barely lives, and we managed to get the Annie kill. Punish her for the roam. That Tiber's movement speed though. That's insane. Hecarim ganks mid and I wait for the ult so I can flash away. This all scaled off due to Jhin dying early, which led Annie to push in and then being caught in the jungle, Hecarim shoving in because he knew the other two went top and Janna back. So it's small steps to get back into the game once you start finding picks, because it just breaks down the game and opens up more opportunities. I'm shoving out the mid despite knowing that my team is dumb bot, because I believe we can't really fight Annie if she has ult. Evelynn will just die upon engage, and it's more beneficial for me to shove down. Shove down the mid. I return to bot lane after shoving, hence I want to constantly know that I constantly want to pressure in their minds that I'm able to make it a 4 versus 3 anytime they engage. And for some reason Evelynn engages when I want to just threaten them over wall and ends up being one shot like I said, which was the initial thought why I don't want to do the 4 versus 3. I just want to pressure them. I spot Riven is mid and the two are trying to cheese the turret again, so I gank there and hoping that the one stun card will be enough. Unfortunately we do not secure our Abyss and we lose the turret in the process. And I need to return to base. I believe I should have the Sheen pick up, so it will allow me to have more mana for the next fight and damage. Oh, actually I don't have a lot of gold, so I had about almost 800, so I couldn't even get the Aether Wisp, so I had to split the two items and I didn't really fancy buying more potions when our team is already this behind. I know they're still bottling because they've been going on back and forth for a while, just clearing the wave, staying there. So my call is just to shove down mid and try to get the turret down. I'm quite greedy because I don't know where Hecarim is. My bot lane appeared to be taken down after successfully managed to depush. They end up falling to them anyway. Hecarim returns with Trinity Force and ditches just demolished me completely. So I just lose the 1v1 straight up. They try to fight Rammus, but it's just too tanky and they can't deal with him, so they have to back off. The game appears very grim at this point. Consider they can't kill Olaf, bot lane died, I died, but I took the mid turret as a consolation prize. But we're definitely fighting a really long incoming game, and from behind. We need something to just happen and explode for us to turn the tables around. I have alt up, so I'm gonna try naturally to look for a pick, but I still need to have the information where Annie and Hecarim are. Rammus has just been top side all game, so I'm not too afraid of him, to be honest. I see Caitlyn is caught, but I can't make it there in time for a 2v2. And I have no idea how she ended up in that position. I managed to dodge the Tibers and it ends up a free kill. It's just mind gaming your opponent, that you're stepping forth with the gold card and then you're not. I know I have the Soraka power behind me and Hecarim is gonna question where Evelynn is, so we're not gonna repeat the 1v1 fiasco. Rammus is fighting them and Hecarim is joining, so they should be losing the 2v2. But I want to go bot lane and get the Soraka kill. Then also I want to get the Jhin, because I just flash kill him. And it's a 2-for-0. They appear to have gotten Hecarim, but they have both died in the process. And Rammus seemed to have lived. At the moment the game is slowly turning for me, but for my team they're still really behind at this point. Annie's just gonna get stronger, she's actually head rushing on the Rabadon, so it will be quite difficult to deal with if she managed to do a good combo. I completed the Lich Bane and now I can just fully complete more damage and magic penetration with Void Staff to follow. We end up free killing the Annie, but yeah, okay, Evelynn lives. She got healed off. We can't do anything about this Rift Herald, but this will allow us to take the bot turret in return. The only thing they can try to get on this objective is the top turret, and we will be back by then, considering how low the bot turret is. I'm recalling because I know it's not worth to pursue the second bot turret. It's Better to try to get the 4 versus 4 or 5 versus 4 top lane. And Annie's most likely going bot lane. There's always a risk considering Annie. Soraka overextends because they managed to shove our team back. Caitlyn gets low, so Hecarim decides to go deep on her. I tried to card him, but the ghost is still in effect, so he's just gonna run. He gets really low, so he's just gonna die in the end. He can't manage to escape. Rammus is just taunting us and just rolling away. Evelyn is pinging me bot lane, but I don't want to go with my current HP, as I would be one shot, and if we actually mistime it, we might both be dead. There's not worth pursuing any at this point. Later on the game, sure, but now, as of this point or stage in the game, it wasn't worth to take the high risk, high reward for Annie. Because it would have opened up the Baron if me or Evelyn died, or one of us had to recall. They could have easily just 4 versus 3 versus our team. Because Riven, Jan and Caitlyn don't have a really realistic way to deal with Jean alt or Hecarim engage, and then it would just snowball and follow on with Rammus. Here I'm trying just to put some pressure into Jin that he shouldn't be overextended too far into our territory. I see that Annie ends up chasing me, so I'm just running away methodically. She appears to be shoving mid by herself until we gain vision of the others. So I wanted to perhaps alter, but it just propelled me to not go in for it. Caitlyn dies, and we know 2 of them are doing the red, so me and Evelyn are trying to go for the Jhin. But I end up just trying to get Rammus off me. He's trying to mind game the duration of my card so he can catch up. Evelyn manages to get Hecarim as well, because this wasn't really the healthiest target. But unfortunately this ends up in a 2v2 against the Annie and Soraka, and neither me nor Evelyn can approach. So this inhibitor is gonna fall. It's just gonna set us back further in the game. Do I have enough for Abaddon? No. Okay. I don't have ult, outside with a maybe try it for Amit. Rammus is just trying to stay in the bush, so I end up free carding him because he doesn't have vision. Then I path towards him so he can't roll out. Just like that. Because if he does and try escape that way, he would just knock into me and it would cancel the skill. And that's just using my game knowledge. Jhin is ulting, so I'm gonna be opted to go in for the free kill on him. We get the Hecarim down as well, and the Soraka. So get a 4 kill off and we spot Annie bot lane. So this is a call for Baron on our team's end. And this is the first third round we do manage in the game, where we actually see Caitlyn slowly coming back in, and me and Evelyn picking up huge number of kills and assists. And I also noticed that I'm ahead of Annie by a large margin. in every area, and my passive just continue to snowball that even further. We don't manage to do Baron, so I want to keep it intact because I thought it was lower. Then I just end up helping them secure against Rammus. And the reason why we didn't get Baron was because Caitlyn hasn't really purchased any other items, so she was doing too low DPS. I just end up picking an additional farm because there's not much to do. We're just shoving out the waves. Evelyn is looking for the solo kill on Annie, but she spots the pink ward on the minimap, so she tends to not wanting to go there. We notice that Rammus puts the Z portal up top lane, as my team tried to take the turret there. Now I can go for Annie. Since she was face checking against Evelyn and looking some other direction. So it was a really easy kill. Just perfectly timed to kill her and try to get the attention of her. My team somehow ends up being caught, which really pissed me off in this game. Because I revealed their entire team and still they managed to die, which is, I don't know, just frustrating. I managed to get the Soraka by chasing. I tried to get the others low enough, but Rammus is just gonna taunt. Then I'm gonna get snared because he autoed me once. And this leads up to them taking Baron now, just due to my bot lane being caught for unknown reasons. When they have been revealed with my ult, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's still unfathomable as I watch this replay. It was such a frustrating moment in the game. Just when you feel like we came back, we're like on the brink of losing the game all of the sudden. And this Rammus is just taunting and wasting time for no reason when they already have the Baron secured. So he's basically not even putting pressure. We should have roamed down bot to clear the wave there. And then recalled. Because that's the wave they should be pushing, and that's good for us. Since we don't need to be de-pushing it for a while. And we need to deal with the top wave quick, as that's the one wave pushing in. I'm warding there so I can see when they're shoving down mid, so I can actually poke easier before they're coming into the enclosed area. I'm ulting to see if I can go for a solo pick, because I believe some old ward or minion spotted Jhin, but then I noticed he had Maw, so I didn't really fancy into going. And I wanted also to secure the blue buff by checking so no one else is there. Rammus somehow ends up diving our team and just getting demolished. Caitlyn stacks with me for unknown reasons, and it ends up me dying as well. This ends up in a really horrible team fight, and it looks like we're gonna lose if Evelyn were to die. So now they're just gonna try to stall and hold out until we get our respawns. As it appears, we're losing the first turret and they are able to hold on to them. Then they question it by a bit since Caitlyn is respawning and they don't want to risk it. It ends up with one being killed. I don't have ult yet, so I can't chase into it. Else I would have loved killing those two. Evelynn gets, yeah, Jhin. And she gets Soraka just by being persistent. And they thought Evelynn had backed off. Which leads us to Infernal Dragon. I warded there in case Rammus tries to backdoor, and I have ult to prevent it this time around. Annie kills herself trying to get the dragon. I go on to Rammus and I'm trying to body block him again. But he gets stunned and we can't really reach him. But it looked good since I got my next card up, so it didn't really matter. Now we're deep pushing the lanes, getting really powered up by this point onwards. Jhin tries to solo kill and I was actually taking precaution against it. I just wanted to shove quickly down the wave so we could return. And I believe I was saving up for Needless or either Wisp and Elixir. One of these two. Or just buying this Elixir straight off. I'm actually going into Morellan. It appears. And it's the right choice since Hecarim will do a lot of self-healing. Jhin and Soraka as well, so it's a really good. I get the Annie here. We get the Jhin. We look to go top lane against the Heka and Soraka. I stunned the Hecarim. He outruns, so we're just looking to take Soraka as a consolation prize at this point. We managed to get her down. Rammus and Hecarim are here for no reasons. So I'm fighting off Hecarim while my team are on Rammus. Then he seems to be kiting away. And I felt like he was getting away with the sprint on E, because Evelynn didn't really have anything up, or so it appeared for me. So I wanted to secure him by all means. Then I end up diving the Rammus, because I know he doesn't have the sprint up or rollout. And I also steal the blue buff. I have no idea why Kate wanted to help me with one auto attack, because he got to 14 HP. Here I just one-shot Annie. Because I'm just too fed at this point. And she didn't react or know, since it was Fog of War and we had vision on her. So it just ends up with a little pick that's really neat. The game is looking now really good damage wise for us, but we still can't give up any team fight or majority of our members, because that would be game, considering we have no turrets defending our nexus. I'm pushing this far out because I know no one is around top side, else I would never take the risk when I'm the most valuable member on my team. Here I spot my team going into a team fight, so I try to reach Nanny in time, but they managed to kill her off. I kite away from the Hekka ult, because I know where it's gonna be shot at. Jhin also get cancelled because he knows that Rammus died with Soraka. So we end up trying to look for Hecarim, that was on me, but he changed his mind quick and went off. So from this point on it looks like we can finish the game, so we're gonna try and go all in for it. We're having that one minion alive, which allows us to render the bonus defenses on these turrets and actually allows us to take them relatively quick. However, it died there by the second turret shot, so we're pretty much face stacking it at this point, or Janna is at least. Now it looks like we can just maul down the inhibitor. I stun Hecarim as a precaution, then I just hit the turret with Flashbane or a Nexus. And we managed to turn the game around from a huge deficit. Thank you for watching, and as always, like and comment on the video below, subscribe if you feel like it. If you want to watch and catch the games live, I stream at Twitch TV, TF Only West every day. There will be awesome games, and there will be definitely more hard fought games and not as many easy ones the further we come along. Also, if you have any videos you want me to analyze about your Twisted Fate plays, feel no pressure, just let me know on Twitch or YouTube and I'll see what I can do. Thank you again and stay tuned for the next video.